Welcome back. Part 3 of my look at the exclusive limited edition life-size Slimer by Ruby and LM Treasures. All right, part 1 had the actual statue. As far as we took a good close look at it. Part 2, I did the glow in the dark. Hopefully the people enjoy that. It went a little long, but I did want to kind of show how cool that paint is on the Slimer. And part 3 is the comparison. I think this is an important one because if you're the Hollywood Collectibles group, Slimer is through their website is no longer available. They did have one where they cut the back side of him and you could put him against the wall, which I considered purchasing instead of this one. But it would have been the same Slimer, so I went and I needed something smaller because it is the same size. But they were around the same price. Actually, he was a little bit more expensive than that one. So let's see what you guys think. Again, when I purchased this, I was a little bit scared that this piece was actually as big as my Slimer from Hollywood Collectibles, and I couldn't have another large piece like that, not for what I wanted him to be in, which was my collectible room. So after doing some research and trying to find, looking at the numbers and seeing how he looked next to the person that was reviewing him at the time, I had to decide, is that as big? Is it a true life size? And I came to the conclusion, just by the way the guy was standing next to him, the way he was manhandling and moving him around, that there was no way that that piece could be as big as my Slimer from Hollywood Collectibles or HCG. So I pulled the trigger and bought him, and I'm so happy that I bought him because he is not, as you can see, side by side, not the same size, not even the same girth, which makes a difference if you have a small room. Definitely, and the fact that you can remove his arms, that's perfect for anyone that wants a close to life-size Slimer. Obviously, I think still the HCG is the best one as far as the movie accurate versus him being more of the cartoon from the real Ghostbusters, in my opinion. But let's get close here to see what the difference is between the two. Obviously, right here, you can see that there is a size difference. And let me get on the floor here so you really can get your thoughts together about how do they compare in size. Now I'm holding him right about my chin. As you can see, there is about 6 inches difference in size from the top of his head, and the bases are about the same as far as the distance. Now notice that the Slimer from LM's Treasure sits a little bit lower, so that could be, you can argue that would be the difference as far as the size, but trust me, he is not as big as the HCG one. You can definitely, in front of you, you can tell that he looks more like a small mini-me compared to the gargantuan one on this side. All right, size-wise, now, again, he is so hard to move, I couldn't move him, so we're going to try to do the comparison with him staying right there. Sorry about that. I just can't move him anymore. It's too much. He's too heavy, and I don't have another person to move him around, and I really don't want to. I have wood floors, and from moving him around so much, the rubber pegs already started to peel off, and I didn't want to deal with it. And he already had enough from the move before. I broke one of his fingers here that I had to put together, as you can see right there, and I put it back together. I got to repaint it. It is my favorite piece and always will be my favorite piece. But let's see. Right there, you can tell a little bit in camera that there is a difference. Now, this is more notable in front of me visually than it is on camera. The camera seems to want to show they're almost about the same size, maybe a little bit smaller, but in reality, the size is a lot. There's a big difference in size. And here is kind of more true to what you see visually. As you can see, he's much more smaller, and this one kind of just drapes over him. Now looking at it from right here, you get a different perspective, and you still see that difference in size. Again, there is a little bit of a difference as far as how he's sitting. He's a little bit lower than how he sits on that stick, but there's still a big difference. Now, as far as the girth, this is one solid piece. So the extension of the arms are much higher as they come out more. And this one, they're shorter. You can also tell in the how the arms. So you can look at the extension of the arms here. The extension of the arms are very short. So it's short here, and then you got the muscle and standing up. On the Hollywood Collectibles, he's got an extension. He's got an actual shoulder. And then you get the arms, and then you get that the rest of the arm. So he's much bigger width-wise, for sure. Now he's got a bigger mouth, which kind of makes him look more bigger from his face. But where you're getting here is you're getting a kind of an elongated mouth. Versus here, his mouth is not that long, but he's got a bigger overall head, and then you have the what they call the onion head. He doesn't have that here. Details, as you can see the details, this is what I'm talking about. That sheen gives this one definitely some depth. He really looks like he's like shading on a statue. On the Hollywood Collectible, he does have some wrinkling, but they're very flat. So there's not much shading in there. He's very kind of bland looking compared to this statue. Now, let's talk about the mouth. That's the con that I had. As you can see, the HCG one, it goes all the way through. And you can see in there, yeah, all the way through. There's the little bell, and you can put your hand right through and just go in there all the way through. Here, the illusion stops. That's it. And as you can see with the lighting, it just shines. And so that illusion of him having a gaping mouth is gone. And then we have the seam. Ugh. Here, perfect. No seam. Beautiful. Now, details towards the back. And again, I apologize because I can't really move this guy. I'm going to do my best of bringing my camera in. So, here's what I'm talking about, the back. Bland, there's some detail there. Now, this is, according to Hollywood Collectibles and NECA, this is from the original mold. Well, this one, I don't think is from the movie. I think this is something that they, I don't know. I really don't have an idea, but it certainly does not look like the first Ghostbusters. Now, I do like all that detail they put on there. A big difference, right? Oops. Well, here we go. And look at the back of this Slimer. I mean, it goes on. It almost looks like a bodybuilder. It just goes on like he's got this huge lats. Or the back just keeps going for days. And here, it's kind of short. So you can tell the difference as far as right there, just in the proportion of his body, that this is a way bigger piece. Now the eyes, again, I like what they did here. This is all painted with a gloss over it. And I think, I want to say that the red part of the eye is just painted, while this one is not paint, it has the yarn, and it's got that glass piece or the plastic piece to give those eyes that piercing look versus just a painted one. Now, the one thing you do notice is the tongue is different here. He's got a large tongue, different color than the one that the Hollywood Collectibles group did. The teeth on him are a little bit more stained. I think they're done a little bit better than the teeth on him. They look a little bit more plain, less detail, and a little bit more white. The seam. And here's where the footprint is. Look at the difference between. Now I can put him on just about any nice sized coffee table. This one I cannot. It's basically a table on its own. So you add, I don't know, that's probably at least 15, 20 pounds. And then you add the rest of him, and it's just a heavy piece that you can't just lug around. Now, the dead giveaway when I was looking to buy this one was how the gentleman that I was watching on YouTube, how he was moving him around. Because I know with this guy right here, he is not one that you just kind of move around and you just kind of yank all over the place. He is very heavy. He has a little bit of motion right here, but anything that has to do with lifting, no way. Can't be done. You need 2 or 3 people. This one, the guy was manhandling. He was moving him around. It just looked like he was so easy to move around, lifting him all over the place. I'm like, okay, there's no way that one can be as big as that one, even though it's saying life size. All right, let's see what else. That's really much it. They both don't have the cracks. He's got a little bit of a crack here. And you saw that in my first video. He doesn't have a crack at all. Here's a little bit side by side. All right, there we go. I'm just trying to really get a good angle so out there people can really see the difference in size. Again, they're both wonderful pieces. I really dig the glow effect on this one. I love the variant with the tongue, the props, even though they could have been done better. I like the whole package of this one. The seams, oh, I don't like them, but they're there. But the whole package is well done. This one's still my favorite. This is the one right here. But they both have their own charm. They both have even though the pose is the same, they have enough of a difference as far as how they were done for you to actually have both pieces if you can afford it, or if you want to have 2 pieces. One in maybe the major room, because that's about the only place that one will go unless you have a huge room. And then you have this one that can comfortably fit in a small room or a cinema that you may have in your home. All right, let me back up a little bit. There you go. So further away, maybe you can get an idea just a little bit more of the size. See right there, they almost look like they're almost the same size, but as you start to come up, that's where you really see it. And visually, standing here, it just right away you can say, oh, That one's a lot smaller than this one. All right, so hopefully this has been enough information for anyone that's looking to maybe purchase either that one if he's still available, or that one. They both seem to be about the same price as far as what you're looking for in price. Just that one that I haven't seen this one available. So maybe eBay might have them still. There's one where the whole backside was cut. That's the one that you can anchor to the wall. It's the same price. I forgot what they're asking for on that one. I want to say about $1,300. I want to say, or maybe even more, because he's no longer available. This one right here, LM Treasure, you can still get him. There's 33 left on their website. If anyone buys it on eBay, you're going to pay more. Again, with LM Treasure, you get real good customer service if you have any problems, and you don't have to pay the tax, and the shipping is free. So that's really a big plus. The paint on this is very nice. The sculpt is very nice. I think anyone who buys him will be very happy with their purchase. Just know it's got seams. If you can get over it, I think you'll be fine. Like I'm still adjusting. I mean, obviously I'm pointing it out because it does kind of bother me. In this part right here, it looks like it kind of flows all right from above. But when you start kind of seeing it from right here, you can see a huge gap right there. From the back, it doesn't connect very well. And the same goes over on this side here. It looks decent in certain angles, like in here, and then you look over here and there's a huge gap. So all of them are going to have that, so that's something to expect. I'm sure someone that maybe has the know-how, maybe you can put some type of epoxy to make it one piece. But if you do that, you take away the assembly part where you can remove his arms and stuff like that if you need to move them for any reason. But again, I think anyone that buys that LM Treasure one will be very happy with what they get. So comment, let me know what you think. Let me know how they compare, what you think as far as the comparison goes. Which one would you choose? And what do you think on the glow part 2, glow in the dark? What do you think of the glow in the dark part 1? Let me know what you think of overall the whole thing. Just let me know. I'm interested to find out what people think about this particular product. Or if anyone that has them already that purchased him, I'd like to hear what they have to say. I haven't seen anybody. There's only 2 YouTubers that have this, that have him, and that is one guy that does a lot of Ghostbuster stuff. He does a lot of Ghostbusters, and that's how I found out. I forgot the name of the website. And Bob's Prop Shop, he bought it, and he goes kind of brief over it. He's more kind of talking about his, what he's doing for his line of business, and he happened to pick this up at a pawn shop or something that he mentions it. But as far as a true kind of comparison or any stuff, I think I'm the first one. So it'd be wonderful to hear what you guys think. All right, you guys. Well, thank you very much for staying tuned. We'll see you in the next one. I have a couple vinyl figures that kind of came in. Those are pretty cool. The picking up statues has been kind of a hard one since I don't have the space anymore. I do have a statue coming up later on. But mainly I'm doing this kind of small little Funkos and small figures that I'm going to share with you guys. So take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.